this is an issue that shouldn't have taken that long, but we have to look at why this took that long. And it took that long because of this. And I'll be honest with you, we're not even done yet. With this one patch, we're not even done yet. So let's keep going. General changes and improvements. This is going to be a little bit of a nitty gritty, so we're going to go through this one at a time here. So, enabled migrating from self solo found leagues to their corresponding leagues. Okay, that's a good one. That has continuously been a feature. Strongboxes have been adjusted to spawn waves of enemies over a much shorter period of time. No one cares, finish the game. Strongbox fog effect now fades away once all waves of enemies have been spawned. Again, who cares, finish the game. Significantly increased the chance to encounter research boxes. Again, we are tweaking numbers. Finish the game, right? This looks like change. It looks like they're adding or improving, but what it really is they're tweaking the percentage of spawn rates from 20% to 40%, right? It's not making us have more content. You are failing to provide the game. You are providing a sandbox of your own, tweaks and changes. Added a visual effect to distinguish which monsters have been spawned by a strongbox. Good. Added usually means good. Volcanic crag lightning storms, modifiers have been adjusted to activate after delay. This is neutral, and I would say that just because it's a tweak that's unnecessary, but it doesn't actively take away from the content just because it necessarily provides something new to the experience, right? Now, they may change it later. I'll give that one, kind of 50-50 on that one. Tribes now play an effect on your character when they are automatically used. Play an effect. Let's say good. Sockables such as runes can now be overwritten by placing massive good, omega good. Attempting to salvage an item now highlights which items in your inventory can be salvaged and displays item sockets. Perfect. This is new. This is adding. This is building the game. This is finishing the game. That's what this looks like. Flask of quality now. See, this is a new thing you can do. So when we talk about the 6 classes, the 6 item categories, the currency, the story, right? This is all part of that, right? These changes are adding to your ability to play the game. This is the game. When you sit down at the computer and you boot up Path of Exile 2, what do you do with the time? And this is giving you more things to do. Let's see. This is not. Why? Because every aspect of the game that you experience is uniform until they, as the developers, change it. And what they do when they change it is they either go around in a circle and they mess with something that's already there, which is, okay, that, or they add something. There's either more of something after they make the change, or there is less of something after they make the change because they could have done something different, opportunity cost, or there's a neutral amount. Either we are adding content, we are reducing content, or we are going around in circles. And this is another thing that you can do in the game. That is massive, right? That allows us to experience more. We are able to boot up the game and do another thing, an additional thing. Like if you numbered out 1, 2, 3, how many things can you do in Path of Exile 2? Now we have all of those, right? +1, right? That's not +1. There was already research boxes in the game. If they said added research boxes, huge plus, massive bonus, get a raise, all that jazz, right? But instead of that, they were like, nah, we're gonna +0. That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna add all of this. That's what this does. This pluses 0 to the amount of things you can do in the game. Armor has been made more effective. Who cares? Finish the game. I do not know at what point in time you look at that change and you go, I would rather have that than a new playable character. I would rather have that than a new playable category of weapons. I would rather have that than a new act in the story, right? You get 3 acts and then, you got Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. You don't want Act 4. You want that. And again, I will say it for the people in the back. Act 4 does not equal, right, that change. But you know what does? All that. Every single thing that's red. It all adds up. When we come time to look back, as we are, at this game's development history, we can clearly see there is a lot of red. There are a lot of +0s. There are a lot of -1s. And the reason that we have -1 on this, why is this a -1? Because we can't look at this in the vacuum. We have to look at this in the context of what it cost to do. Somebody had to sit down. There had to be a meeting, maybe. There had to be a development process, whatever that might have been. And that development process did that instead of this or this. right? And so when we look at this, we can say on the outset +0. You added nothing to the game, but realistically it's this because we recognize that it could have been this. So moving right along, more monsters are now able to be pushed while dodge rolling. This generally applies to more monsters than skeletons. I will literally add a +1, another thing in the game. You could argue, you could make a strong argument for +0. Pushing monsters not that big of a deal. I will say +1. I'm being generous. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Objects such as delirium shards can no longer be pushed by other monsters. I will say this is neutral. I will be kind. Increased the chance for omens to appear as ritual rewards. You are tweaking the numbers. No one cares. Move on. Reduce the chance for items to roll some of the less desirable item. God, dude, finish the game. No, wait. Hold on. You almost got me there. Distill emotions are required to instill a passive skill into an amulet are now only displayed on passive skill tree after you have picked up your first distilled emotion. I will say this is good. I will say this is good for kindness sake because this in theory changes the way the player experiences the game. This is like a you know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't, I mean, okay, sure. Added an exit portal to the Trial Master Arena. You see that keyword there? Added. Anytime. That is a good word to see. Always love that. So remove the level requirement to access expedition vendors. Now this may say remove, but we also recognize this is adding something to the player experience. Excellent. Rarity of items in expedition vendor shop now increases with shop levels, so shops generally have more rare items at higher levels. So in effect, existing shops, you will need to reuse reroll currency to generate shops to improve rarity. Okay, I'm gonna say this is the key word here, more. And I will say this is good, but I will be very, very clear. I'm thinking this is a positive by like that amount. Reduce visual clutter in many map areas to improve the visibility of skills and effects. Visual clutter. I want to make this gold. I want to make this so green it turns like neon. What a huge improvement. I'll do a double up. Massive. Added a tutorial for activating your first persistent buff skill. Again, massive. We are creeping up to 55% of a completed game. We're getting there. Improved and fixed inconsistencies for walkability throughout areas in the campaign as well as maps. Yet again, huge. Loading time, big. Why? Quality of life, improved gaming experience. I give it neutral. You're changing the numbers again. I give it neutral because it does improve the player experience. There is a better, like, you can play the game more because you're not dead as long. I'm waffling between this one. I think this is a case specific. I will say you are right on the edge. I'll be nice. But I don't want to be. Alva now has the option to gamble. Added content. Reviving minions that died from being out of range immediately revive near you. Added content. Quest tracker now shows which quests are applicable to the area you're currently in. Added content. Uncut gems now show their level. Now show. Added. Charms now display their number of charges. Added content. I remember when they did that. That was a massive bonus because you could literally see at all times change. Yeah. Charms now display their numbers of charges when they're active and when you expend them on, obviously. Updated the world map icons for when you have completed quests, encounters, and found items to make it more clear that they have been completed. Yes, perfect, good. Added propagating weapon effect. Yes, good. The Arian's Cobble Heartbound Loop uniques have received 2D art. You're adding stuff, good. 3D art, okay. Added flavor text. Got it. After activating open whittling, hover over an item before applying the chaos over display, which modifier will be re-rolled. This is adding. Improved performance. Yes. Good. Reduce screen clutter. Good. This is good. I know why this is good. I know why this is important. I'm gonna say taking away, it's neutral for me. I know the specific mechanic in the game literally killed you when you activated a lever because the burning ground was on it and you just immediately died. This is when burning ground was like beyond diabolical. It was a plague. Would I rather them do this? Okay. I feel like the developers, no. Players, the game. This was a necessary change. This was something that was broken. And what I mean by that is the game has a loop, right? You do X, you move to Y, you move to Z, then you do X again. The game loop, right? Say you build the character, kill a monster, get loot, build character, kill monster, get loot, build character, right? Because you build the character with a loop. Okay, this prevented the loop. This was a break in the loop because the mechanic of the game prevented you from doing the thing. It prevented the loop from completing its next cycle because you would die because of this. Now, I go to over-explain this necessarily because on the outset, I would say this is a problem. But as we fully understand the necessity behind it, we can come to the conclusion that this was a change that needed to happen. So, we're going to say that's fine. Monsters can no longer spawn near close to the entrance of a map. This often causes players to immediately be attacked upon moving. Yeah. Again, same as the last one. Added a keyword for honor resistance. Alright, added. Good. Till your monsters no longer untargetable during their emerge animation. As a result, they should no longer push you during this. I would say this is good. You can now pick up items that interact with some objects while performing other actions. Excellent. The attack in place stops movement option no longer prevents walking on skills that can be used while moving using WSAD movement. Excellent. Continued to incrementally improve the sound, art, and environmental effects. Now, this last one, it represents dozens of hours of work. It does not convey the magnitude. If they expanded this line as far as it needed to be, it would look like this, and it would all be this color. Alrighty, and with that, we have come to the end of the video. Like the video or dislike it. If you agree or disagree, let me know why in the comments. This video is going to take quite a while to finish, and will be definitely broken up into many parts. So make sure to check out the other ones if you haven't already. I will theoretically be streaming at some point. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, Aramorian signing off.